we decided it was time. A little puppy would be sublime. To survive this pandemic, we needed a burst of joy.
Hi everybody, Shannon here from Looking for Lilith Theater Company. Are you ready for a really meta experience? A year ago, November of 2021, we produced Common Threads, Interwoven Portraits of a Pandemic. This project was created by the 18 Looking for Lilith ensemble members during and just after the height of the COVID pandemic. From January to June of 2021, we conducted story circles with lots of different groups of people across Kentucky, inviting them to talk about their experiences in the year 2020, what they learned, what they wanted to take with them, what they wanted to leave behind. We heard stories of how grieving changed during the pandemic. We talked with elders at an elder care facility. We talked with young parents about pandemic overwhelm, being in the home with their kids for months on end. We talked with people about the joy of how their physical presentation changed as societal expectations changed. And then we invited our ensemble members to listen to the story circles, reflect, and create 10-minute digital responses of their choice, whether that be a film, whether that be a group of songs, paintings, an audio play. We were trying to create digital pieces because we didn't know when we would be able to return to live theater again. Well, at the point that we were ready to release them, it was possible to be in the theater. And so we then invited different ensemble members to watch the digital pieces and create live performance responses. So you are going to see over the next several days an episodic digital release of the live performance of the live responses to the 10-minute digital pieces. I said it was going to be meta. As you look back a year later, reflect upon how much has changed for you, how much has not. I really invite you to watch all of the episodes. They tie together with the common thread of the stories that we listened to. But we present them to you individually to enjoy in bite-sized morsels during this holiday season. Thank you. Enjoy.
news tonight. The U.S. and Canada closing their borders as the coronavirus pandemic deepens. New shelter-in-place orders as millions more Americans are told to stay home. The Navy to deploy 2 hospital ships, one to New York City. The U.S. toll rising over 130 deaths. Cases globally now topping 200,000. The dire predictions from the White House expect a dramatic increase in cases in the next 4 to 5 days.
Right now, I want to chat how you're holding up through this pandemic, because a lot of Americans out there, quite frankly, are burnt out. Perhaps I'm in that camp as well. And it's not because we're working less or working at home, but perhaps because we're working longer. That, at least according to a new study from Harvard and NYU. And here to chat that is the professor behind it. Professor Jeff Polzer is at the Harvard Business School, a professor in the Organizational Behavior Department. And Professor Polzer, I mean, when we look at it, I guess it's not surprising that people might feel burnt out if there is no distinction between the home and the office.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you?
I'm okay. Work's going well. I'm finding I have a lot of time to just write. No distractions, no nonsense combos while walking by my colleagues.
All I do is talk to people on the phone, but it's never casual, all business. I talk to my cat.
Well, at least you got something. It is a bit lonely. I like not having the distraction, don't get me wrong. But I do miss going into the office more than I thought I would. At first it was freeing, like roll out of bed to the couch, write.
I don't have to look attractive anymore, so I'm not going to. Instantly sweatpants.
Exactly. I mean, no one is going to see them. And as long as I look good from the waist up a few times a week for an interview, no one will know.
I don't even do the top half, like done up for work. No one sees me now. I was always just a voice on the end of the line.
Oh. People say journalism is like dating, kind of. It's not about being attractive to the other people. It's more like convincing them that you're a good person to talk to, like being friendly, showing interest. So I've always at work fallen back on that, very traditional femme. I wore a lot of dresses and blouses and whatnot.
Makeup on point, nails painted.
Exactly. But now, I was going through my closet. And I keep my work clothes out front in case it opens back up and I have to go back into the office. But once it got cold, I started, trying to organize and put stuff away. And I'm standing there looking at these dresses and skirts, and I'm like, is this me? I figured out in high school pretty much that if I wore a skirt and something frilly and did my hair and makeup, men would want to talk to me. Men would want to help me because I was fitting their idea of traditional femininity. But now I feel like I'm really looking at these clothes for the first time. And now I'm like, oh shit, I haven't been feeling like myself at all.
I get it. I have gone through that multiple times, even just recently during this pandemic. My bubble used to be this sort of weird snaking thing where I had to go from work to home, where my parents are not very supportive. So I had to be more mask at home and more femme at work. And then when I left all those things, when there was no one around, my bubble just shrank to me, my oldest sister, and my boyfriend. And so I could suddenly just dress however I wanted, look however I wanted, and not worry about who I'm going to have to see that evening. Maybe you should take the time to explore other pieces in your closet.
Maybe. I do feel like as much as sweatpants are comfy, they kind of make me feel depressed. And now when I do have to interview someone, I curl my hair, I put on makeup and a blouse, and I feel like a fraud. I don't know if it's because I'm only half done up or if none of it feels good to me. I can't see myself going back into work and being, oh, here's how I'm going to fix myself up today so older men that I have to deal with will pay attention to me and want to talk to me. So I'm 26 years old and I don't know how to dress myself for work.
Spencer, explore. You are in your own environment. You can try anything. And who's going to see it? Just you.
The person on Zoom?
Yes. And what are they going to do? Say you're not pretty enough to listen to them speak? They need to get their event and organization out there so people know about them. So it's not like they're going to turn you down. And besides, you are the best cultural columnist I know. So look, just remember and say, I am doing these things for me. Like most of the time, 99% of the time, if I'm putting on makeup, it's because it makes me feel good. I don't need to worry so much about what looks good or is going to be taken well. Like, I can find a style that makes me feel good and I think looks good.
You were braver than me. And younger. How did that happen?
It's just how I vibe.
Well, perhaps you should teach a vibing class via Zoom.
With cats.
Thank you. You are a beautiful human and I adore you.
I adore you.
Well, that is my veggie lasagna. It's done baking. I suppose I should eat it before my lunch break is over.
Perhaps we shall meet again in this Pandora's box.
Bye.
Bye.
Coffee, black. Skirt, pencil thin. Attitude, no nonsense.
Girls, if you want to get to the top, you have to learn how to play their game. Coffee, organic pork. Vest, imported Tuscan wool. Attitude, fresh dressed, never stressed, always the best.
I don't see race or gender. I just pick the best ideas. Her bare feet dance dappled sunlight on rough-hewn cedar planks. Her three-toe-headed toddler's laughter echoes through the house as she pulls a fresh-baked loaf of sourdough from the oven.
I savor every precious moment. She's not like other girls. She plays video games like a boy, but conforms to standards of femininity, just enough to keep everybody comfortable.
Just trying not to get misgendered or called a gross stereotype of femininity. The phenom presents an alluring mating display for the male gaze.
The woman wears her empowered sexuality like a proud peacock.
Behold her ample bosom.
My face is up here. The scent of a delicate flower wafts from her summer frock.
Gender is a performance, and I'm gonna win. This shirt says, I can change my own oil.
The street says, it's a little chilly by the campfire, my arms are cold. The torn fabric presents violent masculinity.
Modifying my clothes makes my presentation a work of art.
Makeup on point, nails painted.
So I had to be more mask at home and more femme at work.
I feel like a fraud.
Maybe you should take the time to explore other pieces in your closet.
I'm standing there looking at these dresses and skirts, and I'm like, is this me?
I am doing these things for me.
I don't need to worry so much about what looks good and what will be taken well.
I can find a style that makes me feel good and I think looks good.
Party in the ports.
Basically, just a witch.
Hey.
Welcome to Cleaning Closets and Finding Myself. I had the privilege of listening to a group of friends speak about their experience during the pandemic, where they got to explore, what they chose to wear and how they chose to present. And I think that this story is really kind of beautiful because it highlights a really good thing that came out of the pandemic. There was a lot of negative things, of course, but highlighting something good I felt like was important and needed. This project also provided a great opportunity for me to learn as an artist. I never filmed anything before. I never video edited anything before. And so that was a really fun process for me artistically. So please enjoy Cleaning Closets and Finding Myself. Make art happen. Support Looking for Lilith Theater. Thanks.